Zoe's first Christmas. My not even 1 year old daughter. She didn't have her mom there, and she didn't have her dad there either. Not because we didn't want to be there, because trust me, we love her to pieces and would do anything for her. But it's because we couldn't be. My husband and I were both troopers at the time, same area, just different shifts. He was working the night shift, I was working the day shift. So on Zoe's first Christmas ever, while my husband was home sleeping because he had just got off the night shift and I was on patrol, it was my mom and sister in that room with my daughter on her first Christmas. Not me, not him. And that's the moment I don't talk about a lot, but it's the moment that changed everything. Hey y'all, and welcome to Thriving Out Loud with your girl Tiff. If you are new here, welcome to the family. Go check out all the other episodes. Go get updated on, anything and everything. Get to know me a little. And if you've been rocking with me for, since day one, welcome back, fam. I hope you're having a fabulous day. Today, we are getting into a story that I don't talk about very often. This is episode 17, What I Learned Leaving Law Enforcement to Become a Teacher. So grab your coffee, go grab your pre-workout, get those steps in, or if you have to fold laundry, whatever you're doing right now, because this one is about to hit different if you've ever had to choose between a paycheck and your family. So let's get into it. So the first part is the badge. I want to be clear about something before I go any further because I don't want this to sound like I'm bashing law enforcement, because I'm not. I loved being a trooper. I loved it 110%. It's the best job in the world. If I could still be doing it, I'd be doing it. I was the type of trooper that would find drugs and money and crazy other things in vehicles that you have no idea you could find. And maybe I can put some pictures up here too to show you, I was actually really good at my job. But that goes to my partner, aka my husband. He taught me everything I knew. I wasn't running away from a job I hated. I was so good at it. Y'all, I don't think you understand. I was really good at it. I believed in it. There was a version of me that's proud of every single day I put on that uniform. And I believed in the mission. I believed in showing up for my community because literally I was born from South Texas, to be exact, Corpus Christi, Texas, and I got stationed about 45 minutes away. So when I say I was close to home, I was super close to home. And that part of me is never going to go away. But here's what nobody tells you about that life. You protect everybody else's family on a schedule that makes it almost impossible to be present for your own, especially if you're new and you're young. They give you the crazy hours. You don't have that much time on, so you're working every single holiday because the older troopers get seniority. And you have rotating shifts, odd hours. If you're on call, you are in charge of crashes at 2, 4, 3 o'clock in the morning. You work nights, you work weekends, you work holidays. Whatever the schedule says, that's where you're going to be. You don't get to request Christmas off because it's Christmas. No. You don't get to say, actually, my daughter's turning 1 and can I have that day off? Because when you're off and you're on call, you've got to drop everything and go handle business. And the road doesn't care either. The calls don't care. The schedule runs the house, not you. So when you are in your new phase of law enforcement, it's rough. It is rough, but I promise you it is the best job in the world, and I loved every minute of it. And when your spouse is in the same career, doing the same thing on a different rotation than you don't just lose time with your kids, you lose time with each other. My husband and I would go days barely overlapping while we were awake. He's coming in as I'm heading out. Oh my God, I can remember it like yesterday. I would be getting home as he is leaving, or vice versa. He is getting home while I leave to work. We were co-parenting like two people on opposite ends of a seesaw, trying to keep our daughter steadily in the middle. Again, she was a baby. I don't know, 6 weeks. She was born in January and December, so she wasn't even a year yet, guys, during these crazy holidays. My husband and I were passing our daughter back and forth like a, what do you call it? A relay baton. Like, you go, no, you go. One of us handling off to my mom so the other could sleep before their shift. If it was weekends, because my mom comes in clutch like that. This was her first baby, and I don't know if you've heard, if you are the first baby on both sides, if you're the first daughter on both sides, you are one powerful individual. Oh, and if you're the first sibling in general, you are powerful. And let me tell you, my Zoe May is all of that and above. She was the first. So we would be handing it off to my mom, and that was our life. Not once in a while. That was the pattern, week after week, month after month. And I want to say this loud because I know some of you are living this right now in your own version. A job that demands everything, a schedule that owns you, a paycheck that depends on you saying yes to whatever shift they hand you. Maybe it's not law enforcement for you. Maybe it's healthcare. Maybe it's the corporate job with the boss who thinks 6 a.m. emails are normal. Maybe it's two jobs because one just isn't enough anymore. Whatever it is, if you are nodding right now, I see you. Oh my God, I am here for you. It's not that you don't love your family enough to be there. It's that the job was built to make being there almost literally impossible. That's an important distinction, because this was never about how much I loved my daughter. Like, everyone loves their kids and they would do anything for them. But this was about a system that didn't leave room for me to show her that love in person. I'm telling you, back then, I wish I could grow up back in the day where you just had the husbands working and the moms cooking and cleaning. Like, that is my dream job right there. Homeschooling my babies, teaching them the way of life, letting them learn how to grow their own food. You know, that's just, everyone has their own dream. That's my dream right there. But in this crazy world, if you want your kids to be the best, both parents have to work. Both parents have to put in the lessons that they need to be better. It's crazy. It is a crazy world we live in now. And that's where I was. Good at my job, proud of my job, and slowly missing my daughter's actual childhood one shift at a time. Mind you, yes, she's little, she's not going to remember, but she's my first freaking baby. Like, you want to experience everything. So that's when the turn happened. Zoe's first Christmas is the moment I point to, because I want to be honest with y'all, it wasn't the only moment. It was the one that made me stop and actually look at the pattern instead of just surviving through it. And we are all about thriving and surviving here in this community. Because here's the thing about that life. You don't get a single dramatic moment where everything falls apart. Nobody hands you a sign that says, this is the day you're going to quit. You get 100 small moments that quietly stack up one on top of the other. A missed bedtime here, a missed milestone there, until one day you look at the pile and go, wait, this is my daughter's, what the world? This is my daughter's actual life. This is actually happening, and I am not there for most of it. And again, she's my first baby girl, my first child, she's the one that made me a mother. And I'm over here working. Her daddy is working. We are working to give her the most amazing life she could possibly have, but we're missing milestones. And Christmas was the one that broke through. Not because it was the worst one, because it was the one I couldn't explain away anymore. Like, I couldn't, no, like, this cannot be happening. I couldn't tell myself there'll be other Christmases just like this one. That's fine. Because there was never going to be another first Christmas. She was born in January, so she's like, I don't know, 12, 11 months already. So, not even. I can't even do math right now. Let's see, December. Yeah, she was 11 months. 11 and some months. So she's almost a year old. So Christmas was the one that broke through. So I started praying on it, and God, I was praying, show me the signs, show me something, just show me, God. Not, should I leave law enforcement in some abstract, someday kind of way. I mean, specifically on my knees, real conversations. God, is this the life you want for our family? Like, if it is, I will go and do what you need me to do. Or is this the trade I'm supposed to keep making? Because at that point, it did not feel like a trade. Trading time with my daughter for a badge and a paycheck? And here's something I don't think I've said publicly before. I do have an engineering degree, so when I started thinking about what should I do after the badge, could that even look like something I would want to do? Teaching was just some random backup plan that I actually fell into. I actually had two choices to make. I could have taught science or I could have taught math. And with my heart, if y'all did not know, my mother was a math teacher. She taught for so many plus years and finally retired. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a math teacher. It was wild because my mom was a teacher, my aunt's a teacher, my grandma, aka my nan, who says she's too young to be called grandma, is in the education. So I thought, okay, I'll choose math on purpose. And you know why? I really honestly chose math, not because my mom was a math teacher, but because in math there's always more than one way to solve a problem. You can get to the same answer walking a completely different path than the other person sitting right next to you. And guess what? They're still both going to be right because there's always more than one way. There's no single correct route when it comes to math. And I needed that to be true in my own life at that exact moment. I needed to believe that there was more than the one way to build a good life for my family. Even if it didn't look like the path I was already on, even if it looked nothing like what I had trained for. I mean, I did go to college for engineering on a cheerleading scholarship, thinking I was going to be doing engineering stuff. But all truth be told, I did my internship and I was like, there's no way I can do this for the rest of my life. So for all you engineers, holy cow, y'all are amazing. Keep being awesome. And what I was known for, like what people expected from me. So again, I prayed on it, I applied, and I got the job. And it wasn't just any job, guys. I got to teach at my alma mater, the same halls I walked as a student. Oops, sorry, my hubs is texting. The same halls I walked as a student. Now walking them as a teacher / coach, because guess what? On top of all that, I got a coach alongside my favorite coach, who was actually Coach of the Year. Myra Netios raised the roof. I love her. She's an amazing individual. She works hard with the candidates she gets, and she's just a great coach. The one who coached me in high school, the one who shaped how I show up for my kids now, all these years later. But you know what else is cool? My mom was there. I got to teach with my mom, and my nan, aka grandma, was also in the library. So I got to teach alongside my mom and grandma. Like, what in the world? That's not a coincidence to me. That is confirmation. That's God saying you didn't just make the right call. Like, I already had that seat ready for you. And I'm telling you, He knows our plans. He knows everything. You just got to trust the process. And I'm not going to say there was no fear, because trust me, change, I don't know about you, but I do not like change. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that doesn't like change. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that decision was easy, because it wasn't. And let's be real for a second. Trooper pay and teacher pay are not even on the same conversation. I knew exactly what I was walking away from financially. Like, don't get me wrong, being a trooper, they pay amazing, but you're not guaranteed to go home at the end of the day. And that's another thing. To law enforcement, you are not guaranteed to go home at the end of the day. So when God put teaching in front of me and with people I can trust and talk to and ask for help, like, that is not coincidence at all. I knew what stable government job with a pension and benefits sounds like compared to a first year teacher salary. And not only that, when you're a first year teacher doing an emergency teaching certificate, you don't even get paid because you have to pay to the certificate. So my husband, bless his heart, did it. We somehow did it with the grace of God. We were able to figure out a way for me to lose my trooper pay to getting, I don't know, not even $1,000 a month. And compared to what I was getting, oh my God, I just, thinking about it now, that's crazy because on paper, it didn't make sense. If you ran the numbers cold with no emotions attached, it looked like a bad financial decision. Not even a bad, like a horrible financial decision. And there's an identity piece too that people don't talk about enough. When you've been a trooper, you got that badge, you got that cowboy hat, you have your boots. When the badge has been part of how you see yourself, how strangers see you, how your own family introduces you at the holidays, walking away from it isn't just a career change. It is a who am I moment. And I know some of y'all can relate if it's not being a trooper or a firefighter or a CEO or whatever it is, and you have to make these hard family decisions. You build a version of yourself around that uniform, around that title, and people respect it. It came with weight, it came with authority, and it came with a story. Taking it off means figuring out who you are without it. And that's scary in a way that has nothing to do with money at all. I'm telling you, when you walk into a restaurant, people, hello, how are you doing, troop? This, that. And then now you don't have that identity. You don't have that uniform. You don't have that. And here's what I decided. And I want you to hear this part clearly because I know some of you who are standing at your own version of this decision right now. I don't care what people said. Don't care at all. I didn't ask for permission from the people who I thought I was crazy for leaving a stable career for a teaching salary. I didn't need anyone's approval to do what was best for my family. Because at the end of the day, nobody else was in the rotation with my daughter. Nobody else was handing her off to my mom on Christmas morning. Don't get me wrong, my baby loves grandma. She loves grandma. She loves her tia. Nobody else had to live inside the exhaustion of 2 rotating trooper schedules trying to raise one baby girl. That was me, and that was my husband's life to fix. It was ours, like nobody else. Don't let those people who say you're doing the wrong thing, don't do it. Don't let that affect you. Not anyone else's opinion should weigh in on what's best for your family. If you're sitting in a decision right now where you know what's right for your family, but you're scared of what people will say, I need you to hear me on this. Their comfort with your old life is not your responsibility. Their expectations of who you're, supposed to be are not your responsibility. Your only responsibility is your family. Your kid's childhood is. That's the only ledger that actually matters. So, for my real quick before I keep going, if this is resonating with you, this exact theme, choosing your family over what looks impressive on paper, because honestly, Teachers do so much for other people's kids that some people don't take that into consideration. I was going to be in the classroom doing what I did on the road, making the roads and highways a safer place. And that's what I was going to do in the classroom as well. Make the classroom a safe place for my babies and show them that if I can do it, they can totally do it. So if this resonated with you, even any type of this theme, choosing your family over what looks impressive on paper, is a huge part of why I wrote a book. It's called Girls, God's Got It. Grab it on Amazon. Link is in my bio. And if you're in a season where you need daily encouragement to keep making the hard, right choices over the easy, wrong ones, that's literally what I built into the Thriving and Surviving app. If you didn't know, it took me 22 tries to get it through the Apple Store, so go check that out. Okay, so back to what we were talking about, because my ADD takes the best of me. The freedom. Here's what teaching and coaching gave me back that the badge couldn't. Presence. Actual, boring, ordinary presence. Being home for dinner instead of missing it for a shift. Actually being able to cook dinner and having my husband enjoy it, and we sit there together enjoying it as a family. I don't know, being at a practice instead of getting the recap secondhand. Bringing my daughter to practice and her seeing what I love the most, basketball, and her learning it at such an early age. Getting summers where I'm not counting down shift rotations just to see if I get a single holiday with my own kid this year. Or, I don't know, being off Christmas, being off Thanksgiving, being off these crazy holidays like I'm still in school. Coaching next to the coach who shaped me. Watching kids walk through the same gym hallways I walked through as a teenager. That's not just a job to me. That's purpose wearing a whistle. That's full circle in a way I couldn't have written by myself. Oh my God, it just gets me emotional thinking about it, because here I am doing a job I love and I wouldn't trade it for the world as a Texas State Trooper. But then God's like, okay, I hear your prayers and I'm going to answer them. You're going to go to the classroom and you're going to help coach and shape these students. And it planted the seed for everything I'm building now. Because once I proved to myself I could walk away from a stable for right, I'm telling you, troopers nowadays, even back then, they got paid a lot, but you weren't guaranteed to come home at the end of the shifts. And that right there, I stopped being afraid to keep doing that. That's the same reason why I wrote my book. That's the same reason why I built the app. That's the same reason this podcast exists right now, in your ears while you are folding laundry or driving your kids to practice or making dinner for your family. Every one of those things came from the same decision, choosing what's right for my family over what looks safer on paper. Leaving the badge didn't just change my schedule, it changed what I believe I was allowed to choose for my family for the rest of my life. So, oh my goodness, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, whatever day of the week it is. This is weekly. Every week I put out a new episode. So go and like, subscribe. I am all over social media, different social medias, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram's connected to Facebook. So if you're in it right now, in that season, if you're in a job that pays well but costs you the moments you can't get back, and I say this all the time waits for no one. You don't get that time back. I'm not telling you to quit tomorrow. No, you better not. Don't quit. I'm telling you to stop explaining away the pattern. Look at it. Name it. Then pray on your next move like it actually matters. Because guess what? It does. And if you heard last week's episode, you matter. Be selfish. Take some time for you. And just you. We're always busy pouring into other people's cups that we don't. By the time we're already empty, we don't have enough time to pour into us. So Go be selfish, go do you, whatever is in the betterment of your family, go and make it happen. And with that being said, if this episode hit home for you, do me a favor, comment or DM me and tell me what your version of Zoe's first Christmas is. What's the moment you keep pointing back to? I read every single one of them, guys. Fill me in. I want to know. I want to let you know that you're not in this alone. We are all about faith, fitness, family, and freedom. It doesn't get easier, but you get better until one day you look up and it's just who you are now. And again, I'll catch y'all next week. I come up weekly with these episodes where we're talking about something every sports parent needs to hear: how to raise confident kids in competitive youth sports. I'm telling you, like me back in the day is nothing compared to what these competitive sports are like nowadays. It is wild. So trust me, you don't want to miss it. Love y'all, and I will see y'all next week. If you have TikTok, I am, I believe, at thrive_inspire, or search Thriving Tiff, because we are always thriving over here on this side. Same thing on Facebook. If you have Facebook, I'm out there. I think it's Artia's Ochoa. But y'all have a great day, great week, great month, great year, whatever it is, and y'all go be amazing. Bye.